My AirPods are still in. That's not what we want. We don't want the AirPods still in. No, no, no. Hey, it's Becca and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. So, I'm back in my dorm and I don't really have a good place to put my mic, so I'm just gonna be holding it for today. But anyways, today we are going to be tier ranking She-Ra characters because I don't have any ideas and I wanted to film because my roommate is gonna be gone for the rest of the day. So, can't really complain about that opportunity. So yeah, I was looking through some of my old scripts that I hadn't really used, and I saw that I had a whole like tier ranking of She-Ra characters, and I figured, you know what, it's probably a good idea. Might as well do that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I know that kind of like tier ranking things are it's kind of over at this point, but I don't care because I never got to do one, and I want to do that. So anyways, let's get into it. Alright, so the first character up is Adora, and I absolutely love Adora. She is definitely one of my favorite characters, so I think I definitely have to put her in S tier. I absolutely love her. I don't know what else there is to say. I love her determination and how she never wants to give up and is always ready to go and save her friends. Her like that loyalty to her friends. Love it. I think it's great. So definitely Adora in S tier. So the next character I have is Angela. I have some mixed feelings on Angela because at first she just seemed super overprotective. Like, I get she just wanted to protect Glimmer, but it felt like it was to a very extreme point. So at first I didn't really like her, but then as we saw more of her, I definitely felt like it definitely grew on me. And especially after she sacrificed herself to save everybody, I thought that was such a really good moment. Yeah, so I think I would put Angela in B tier. She's just kind of middle of the row, you know? Alright, next character up is Bow. I absolutely adore Bow. He is one of my favorite characters. He just is so interesting to watch, and I wish we'd seen a little more of him. Like, I wish we'd gotten more of a storyline than just that one time with his dads, and like the fact that he like hid being an archer and fighting for the rebellion from his dads. But other than that, I feel like we didn't get a ton with him, and I wish we had. But yeah, absolutely love Bow, so he's got to be S tier for me. Alright, next character is Castaspella, or Aunt Casta. I think she's good, but we barely see any of her, so there's not much to really say about her, so I'd probably put her in C tier. We didn't really see anything from her, so. Alright, up next we have Catra. Again, Catra is one of the characters that I absolutely love. I think her storyline is definitely one of the most unique in the show. While she and Glimmer do share a lot of parallels, I think the entire journey that she went on was super interesting, and I absolutely loved watching it. And definitely, I think Catra has my favorite storyline in the whole show. And just overall, one of my favorite characters, S tier for sure. Alright, up next we have Double Trouble. Now, they were in the show for as long as the majority of the characters on this list, but from what we did see of them, I thought they were great. They definitely added a whole bunch of really interesting like plot twists and storylines to the show, and I think they're generally a fun character to watch. So I'd probably put them in A tier. Alright, next we have Entrapta. I think Entrapta has a really interesting storyline as well. I think the whole just kind of just joining the rebellion at first, just to join the rebellion, and then like being left behind by the rebellion and joining the Horde, and I think just all of that, and her relationship with Hordak too, like that friendship, I think that's also really interesting and provides like a really unique like character to have on both the Horde and the rebellion, that was like on both sides for like pretty much equal amounts of time. So I just think she's really interesting, so I'd put her in A tier. Alright, the next character I have is Seahawk. Again, this is a character we don't really see a lot of. He just kind of pops in and out, but when he is there, he is very entertaining, and I love a lot of the scenes he is in, and I think his relationship with Mermista is super interesting, so I would put him in B tier. Right, next I have Frosta. I know we get a little bit of development with her in the beginning of season 2, with her whole not really having friends and kind of just being thrown into the like position of leading a kingdom so early on, and I think that was really good. I enjoyed that we saw that. However, we don't really see a lot of her after that, so I think it's kind of hard to like connect with her as a character, but from what we do see, I think she's great, so I would probably put her in B tier. All right, the next character I have is Glimmer. Now, out of the whole best friend squad, I personally like Glimmer the least. I'm not saying I don't like her, it's just in comparison with the other 3, I think my biggest issue with Glimmer came mostly in season 4. I just found her very irritating because a lot of what she was doing was just very frustrating to watch. Like, I could understand her motivation and like to why she was doing what she was doing, but it didn't make it really any easier to watch because she was just wrong with a lot of the things she was doing. So I think that was what turned me off from her a lot, and I like the character arc that she goes on, and I like the development that she gets, but it's just season 4 just irritates me a little bit. Still really like her as a character, it's just I don't think I can put her in S tier. I think I have to put her in A tier. All right, next we have Hordak. Of all of the villains in the show, other than Catra, we get a lot of time with Hordak, and I think he serves as a really interesting character. Once we find out that he was just another clone of Horde Prime, and that he just wants to be able to prove that he is capable of doing things, I thought that was a really interesting way to go about his character. I thought it was really like a fun way to have a villain, because you don't really see that very often, so I thought that was really cool. I think his friendship with Entrapta is also very interesting to watch. Yeah, I don't know, I struggled with where to put him on this, but I think I'm probably gonna go with C tier. Interesting villain, but still not like a favorite character of mine. I don't know, I think C tier is probably the best place. All right, next I have Horde Prime. I hate him so much. He is a horrible person. He is scum of the earth. I can't stand him. What he did to Catra especially, makes me so angry. F tier all the way. I hate him. Next I have Huntara. Again, Huntara is another character we don't see a lot of, but I think her shift from being bad to good was really fun, and I always love all of the scenes she's in, so I have to put her in B tier. All right, the next character I have is Kyle. Now, I love Kyle, but we don't see a lot of Kyle, and I wish we saw more. I think that whole scene where him, Lonnie, and Rogelio are transporting like the weaponry or whatever it is in the in that like storm thing, I think that was a really good moment for all 3 of the characters to be able to kind of see more of them, but we just don't see enough of them. I would love to put him higher than this, but I think like realistically I have to put him in C tier. I want him higher, but I would have put him higher if we saw more of him. All right, so the next character I have is Lighthope. Now, Lighthope was a tricky one for me because there's kind of 2 different Lighthopes in a sense, because you have the one who was friends with Mara and who was nice and who pushed Adora to like break the sword in the end. But then you also have the Lighthope who is programmed by the first ones and who is responsible for pushing Glimmer to like start the whole Heart of Etheria thing. So I think that's what makes this really tricky for me, because if we're just talking about the like Mara's Lighthope, I would put her a lot higher, but that's not the whole thing though. So I struggled where to put her in this one, but for the majority of what we saw, it was the like programmed Lighthope. So I think I have to put her in D tier. If this was just Mara's Light Hope, I'd probably put her B, but I think from what we saw overall, I have to put her in D tier. All right, next I have Lonnie. I'm gonna put her in the same tier as Kyle. I think, again, we didn't see enough of her to really like get a good sense of her in the same way that we do a lot of other characters, so it just, in my head, I can't put her higher than that. All right, so the next character I have is Mara. I love Mara a lot. We don't see a lot of Mara, but from what we do see, she is amazing. I love her so much. I wish we'd seen more of Mara, but I get it, it's not her show. And it'd be weird if there was like a ton of screen time with another She-Ra. But whatever, I get it. It's whatever. But she's amazing. I absolutely love her. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about Mara. I think she's great, but I'm gonna have to put her in A tier. All right, the next character on the list is Meelog. I think Meelog is a very fun character. Don't see much of them, but still fun, and I think they brought a really interesting like new dynamic to how the group fights now that they have something else, like that's something that's new that they didn't really have before. I think it was really cool, so I'm gonna put Meelog in B tier. All right, the next character I have is Mermista. I love Mermista a lot. She is my favorite of all of the like other princesses other than like the ones in the best friend squad. She is my favorite. I love her sarcastic energy. She is so fun to watch, and I think we really get to see a lot of Mermista because we get to see a lot with how she handles ruling a kingdom and how she handles losing said kingdom and all of that. I think it's just great. I absolutely love her, so I have to put Mermista in S tier. All right, next character I have is Micah. Micah's just kind of like a middle of the road character for me. I don't really have strong feelings about him. He just kind of exists. Like, I'm glad that he's there for Glimmer and that Glimmer has a parent for her because I feel like that's something she needs, but he just kind of exists. I don't know, just kind of is there. So yeah, I think I would have to put Micah in B tier. All right, the next character that I have is Netossa. I love that we got to see more of Netossa in season 5 because both her and Spinnerella very much felt like very minimal background characters in the first like 4 seasons. So I'm really glad that we got to see more of Netossa in season 5, and I think she has a really interesting dynamic. I like that she is an older character. Like, she can provide a different kind of like insight to things. I think Netossa is a really interesting character, and I love the dynamic that she has with the other characters. And I think my favorite scene with her is the one where she's going through everyone's like weaknesses and stuff. I think that was really funny. So I love Netossa, but again, we don't really see much of her until season 5, so I'm gonna put her in B tier. All right, the next character that I have is Perfuma. I struggled on where to put Perfuma because I really like her, and I think that the character development that she gets is really good. I like her whole kind of development that she gets with Huntara. I think that was really fun to watch. And yeah, I also love her friendship with Scorpia. I think the two of them together are so fun, and I really like her. I'm gonna put her in B tier, but you could probably persuade me to put her in A tier. All right, the next character I have is Madame Razz. She is such an interesting character. I think her whole like, I don't know, like time traveling or kind of like going back and forth between 2 different times thing that she does with Adora and Mara is so interesting, and I want to know more about that, but we don't really see a lot of her. So I think I'm gonna put her in B tier, but it'd be like a high B tier. All right, next I have Rogelio, and I'm gonna put him in the same tier with Kyle and Lonnie. I'm gonna put him in C tier. Again, just not a lot of him, but he's just kind of a chill dude. We don't really know a lot about Rogelio because he doesn't talk, but I'd just kind of put him in the same tier as Kyle and Lonnie. Next character on the list is Scorpia. I love Scorpia. I think she is a very interesting character, and I love the journey that she goes on. Like, just the moment where she finally like stood up to Catra and like, no, you're a bad friend. Like, that hit me, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I love that she got that moment, and it was something she really needed, and I just think she's amazing. I'm gonna have to put her in A tier. All right, the next character is Shadow Weaver. I'm gonna keep this short. She can die in a pit, F tier. All right, the next character I have is Spinnerella. Now, I was going to put her on the same tier as Netossa, but we did get a little more time with Netossa, and we got to see more of her personality than we did with Spinnerella. For the majority of season 5, Spinnerella was mind controlled by Horde Prime, so obviously that's not actually really Spinnerella, so we don't really get to see a lot of who she really is, so I'm gonna put her in C tier. Alright, and the final character on the list is Swiftwind. Now, I don't know if this is kind of just the consensus for people or if this is a controversial opinion, but I don't like Swiftwind. I think he's rather annoying. I think that the connection that he has with Adora is fun, but overall I find him rather annoying, so I'm gonna put him in D tier. Alright, that's going to be it for the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want me to do more tier lists like this, I'm thinking maybe doing a Voltron character one. I think that could be fun. Please let me know if you guys want to see that. Also, do you agree with how I ranked these characters? Is there someone that you would put in a different rank? Is there someone you think that I put too high? Do you think I put someone too low? What are your thoughts? I want to know what your opinions are in the comments. So yeah, if you have any thoughts on these rankings, please let me know. I would love to read them. And yeah, that's gonna be it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!